Welcome to this Co-Designing the Future workshop.
The Stronger Partners, Stronger Futures Forum over the last 2 days has been an outstanding opportunity to bring Aboriginal people, industry and government together to discuss a really important part of our development. We've had some fantastic conversations, shared ways of moving forward. It's been an overwhelmingly positive conference over the last 2 days and some fantastic ideas have come to the fore.
This workshop is really the opportunity to bring everybody together to look at how we could build trust between all of those groups, how we could strengthen relationships based on understanding, respect and early engagement, to drive better collaboration between stakeholders, and importantly to identify some co-designed solutions to the operation of the native title system as it applies to mineral exploration in South Australia.
When I stand before you, it's not just myself, it's the legacy of at least 5 generations behind me that I carry within my heart, and a lot of people here do. When someone says to us they're going to do something, we sit back, we say, yeah, that's great, and we sit back and hope that it's true. And then it turns out to be true, and then we come back to the table and do it again. That's how trust is built, not just by talking.
That initial interaction, and my experience of 20-something years in the mining, in the mineral exploration sector, tells me that first interaction is the most important one that you're ever going to have. If that goes right, then you've got a chance. If it goes wrong, you spend a lot of time trying to repair it if you ever can.
It's really important that we look after country for many generations to come. If I were to come in there to your country, well, then you'd expect to ask. You'd expect me to ask. That's all we ask, for you to ask permission to come on our country.
Really important is the whole early engagement as a body that's responsible for protection of land and waters. We want to be there from the onset, having engagement, having dialogue, having conversations, forming a relationship with early explorers. There needs to be some appreciation and acknowledgement of what's happened in the past, how that affects us today, and how we can resolve some of those issues in order to move forward.
Every Aboriginal people in South Australia, the sacred places are really strong for them. They keep their cultural places very strong because that's their heritage from the old people.
One of the things that came out of the workshop here over the last day and a half is the notion of early engagement. But it needs to be done in a culturally safe way, and it needs to be done based on those core cultural values of respect, reciprocity and building positive relationships.
It's been a good meeting, and it's been very beneficial for myself, and it's also opened my mind in regard to how we could certainly work together, come together and to look for a brighter future, not only for this generation but for the generation to come, to help our kids, our families, our loved ones in the future.
The outcome was great, and it'd be great to meet again. Early communication would be great. Mining companies and the government need to come back to the traditional owners or whoever they're speaking to and to listen to what they're saying as well, because their stories and their beliefs are very strong. They're the First Nations people of this country, so it's good to have their understanding on how they feel about their culture and their beliefs and how they can share it with those non-Indigenous people.
I was really impressed with the openness and the honesty of both the traditional owners, government representatives and the explorers themselves. I think it took a lot of courage and heart for people to share. They've done a great job. I think we've got a lot of work to do, and I'm very heartened by the commitment to work together tomorrow and the day after for positive outcomes for everybody.